Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Barbie J, and we are back. That's right, with Tyler Perry's The Oval, Season 3, Episode 12, The Dutiful Wife. And I know everybody got something to say about this episode because we always got something to say about it. But before we get started, shout out to everybody in my comment section. Thank you for holding my channel down. Also, if you have not as of yet subscribed to my channel, please take a moment right now, hit the subscribe button, and once you hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and it'll let you know every time I upload a new video. And you would want to do that so you could keep coming back to my channel. Also, after you do that, hit the like button, that little thumbs up, hit the like button, share the video, and write a comment below. Please write a comment. Let's get this conversation going. Here we go. So it's starting off with Kyle and Max. You know, they having that shootout and stuff. And Bobby is like, come on, let's go. He already got, Lily. He got his woman. And he said, come on, we got what we came for. He's like, no, you got what you came for. So, Kyle and Max is going back and forth. And Bobby's like, we gotta go because we trying to get to, they trying to get to the White House and stuff. So he grabs Max and they run, he gets them out of there and stuff while they still shooting. And Kyle comes downstairs and he sees the Secret Service people laid out and he goes and stomps on the female one of all of them. There's another one out the door that's a man. He gonna stomp on the female one and says she was worthless piece of nothing or something like that. And then he calls Donald. Donald's pissed because Donald's finding out that they got away with Lily. We got Victoria, and the second lady, she up there just looking her up and down. I just want to stare at you and look at you and all this stuff. I was like, this is so petty, Victoria. I don't know what she's doing. And the second lady said, well, that's strange. She wasn't comfortable with it. At least that's what she acted. She said she was going to leave. And then Richard came out and said, the lunch is ready, and she was like, oh, but I wanted to go and tell my husband. She said, that wasn't an offer. You having lunch with me or whatever. Victoria, her funky self. I can't even start to go into detail all the stank stuff she was saying and how she was looking the second lady up. Tell me, did anybody know? All of a sudden I'm sitting here going, I don't have the second lady's name. I gotta look it up. If y'all know it, put it down in the comment section for me, please. And so when they walking inside the room, she hits the second lady asks Richard, his name, and said, can you tell the VP I'm having lunch with the first lady? I don't have my phone with me. And he's like, okay. So they both sit down and he puts the plates in front of them, removes the tops. And then Victoria is like, oh, I think my guest would prefer this one. And he switches the plates. And I said, what the hell is going on here? This don't make no sense. Meanwhile, Donald goes in to see the president in the Oval, and he's talking to him, and he said, I want that VP out of here. I want the VP out of here. And Donald's like, I think it's best to allow him to stay in the White House so we can watch him. No, but why? He's a threat. I need to get rid of him. He thinks everybody's a threat. Anybody who's got to tell him what he's supposed to do. He ain't even happy that Donald walked in there on him. It's just, and he's sitting there doing nothing. Tell him all the stuff he got to worry about and do. You ain't doing jack, President. You're not doing anything, Hunter. So anyway, Donald said, well, let me talk to him. I'll try to get into his head and see what he's talking about, what he's doing, what's going on. He said, you think you could do it? He said, yeah. He said, okay, it's on you. Then he asked the president if he had a girl in the White House who works at the pharmacy. And he was like, who told you that and stuff? Kyle? He said, no, another agent. Who? He said, Sam told me. Oh, that short little MF. He just mad because his wife likes him. But Donald said, it's best that, you don't do that again. He's like, why? You know how many women I've had up in here and this, that, and the other. He's making up all these excuses and reasons and whatever. And he said, matter of fact, I want him out of the White House too. I want him out. He said, no, I think you need to stay, especially with all, with all that's going on. He doesn't want him to have the girl up there, and he told him about the offer. He made her offer. I'm sorry. I got to go back. He made her offer, and he's like, you made an offer? Oh, my God. He's like, this is ridiculous. So now that's when he's telling him, he wants Sam out of there. And he said, no, Sam trusts me, and he brings me info. And that's a good thing. That way I'll know what's happening and what he knows. And he's like, okay, fine, whatever. But tell him not to tell my wife anything about this. And he said, I'll do that. But he making his face like, your wife is trying to hit that or hitting that. I was like, damn, this is crazy. Anyway, it flips back to Bobby and Lily. He brought her back to their hotel room and told her she would be safe there, but she's really nervous. She said they waterboarded her, and she was telling, he said, yeah, they were trying to get information. She's like, how do you know? He's like, that's what they do. He knew what they do. Meanwhile, Max being an idiot, trying to give her a bottle of water like she wants some water. She just was being waterboarded, and you going to try to offer her a bottle of water? She's like, what are you, goddamn comedian? I felt like slapping him myself after that. So she's afraid to be alone there, but they have to go to the White House. They didn't tell her all the details, but they are going to, they're leaving. And he's like, yeah, I have to leave. He gave her a gun. And I just like, Max just is real idiot, because he just was saying things and doing things. And Bobby's trying to make sure Lily's okay before he leaves her, and he told her, if anybody comes in that door, shoot. And he's like, you sure? Don't shoot. This is, Max, don't shoot the housekeeping or whatever. And he's like, she knows the difference. He said, are you sure? That's what I mean about being an idiot, saying stuff like that, in front of her after what she's been through. I think he's just jealous of their little relationship and what they got going on, because he went and got his woman. I swear. So he's rushing Bobby to leave. And Bobby, he said, you got 3 minutes. Bobby said, I'll be there in 1 minute. So he stands outside the door. As soon as 1 minute is up, he opens the freaking door. And that's when Lily hurried up and pointed the gun and was about to shoot him. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, all this lovey-dovey stuff, I need you to come on. He's like, dude, I'm coming. So they laugh, and then it went over to Victoria, who all of a sudden she wants to chat with the second lady. And the second lady said, oh, I thought you didn't want to chat. That's why she kept staring at her while they were sitting in that hallway. So now she's like, she starts swearing at her. I can't stand your fake ass self and all this stuff and bitch and all this name calling. I just like, this is too much. It's like all that swearing is so not necessary to do this part to me. I don't know what's going on and why it's happening, but it's driving me crazy. So Victoria's asking her all these questions. What is her and her husband's up to? And she's saying she doesn't know what she's talking about because she's not involved in the politics, so she's not aware. She said, see, that's what I'm talking about, your fake ass self and all this. And she said, well, I thought you and your husband were doing a great job already. And she said, oh, please. She said, my husband hasn't done anything. Donald and my father have been running this country. And she said, oh, really? She said, I didn't know that. How would I know that? She said, see, you're so fake. And, I don't know. This whole scene was getting on my nerves with Victoria. It just really doesn't make sense. And she kept saying, I don't know, how would I know what's going on? I tend to the kids. And she's like, look, I have to go. I need to meet with my husband. And Victoria's like, you didn't eat anything. She said, well, I lost my appetite, or I didn't have much of an appetite. Sorry for being rude. And Victoria picks up the knife and she's like, first lady. And she's like, second lady, and starts swinging the knife. I was like, come on, this is so ghetto. They're supposed to be put together women. All of this is not necessary. She said, you're just as, what is the word called? Like wanting to climb the ladder, ambitious as I am. And the second lady was like, no, not really. And she might be, but she played it off really good if she is. I tell you that much. But she was like, I swear I don't know what you're talking about. And I have to leave now and meet with my husband. So then the next thing you know, they switching over to Kareem. He finally walks in on Sharon and Dale talking. And he's like, well, I'm going to go open the store. It hasn't been open all day. What the hell? Why you sitting in the house all this time being nosy? Probably had his ear to the door and hasn't gone in to open his store. It's his store. It's not Sharon's. It's not Dale's. It's your store. So Sharon is like, okay, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with you. All of a sudden, Dale is like, I'm going to go. Y'all, didn't Dale just get shot? It wasn't no three. Well, how Dale got shot? What, maybe 3 days ago? Let's be real with this, okay? It's crazy. So anyway, so they all, she's helping him up, and they all are gonna go in to work today. I was like, this doesn't make sense. These people heal so quickly in Tyler Perry land, don't they, y'all? So Priscilla walks into that room where the first lady and second lady were eating. She wanted to clean up the dishes, and Victoria starts in on her. And she asking her, did she prepare the food? And she's like, the meal, and she's like, no, I did not. And so she invites her to sit down and eat. And she said, oh, no, ma'am. Priscilla does the ma'am thing. She said, this is would be highly inappropriate, for me to do that. And she's like, no, I insist. And she wants her to sit down. She forces her to sit. Priscilla finally sits down, and Victoria switches the plates. First of all, the food on the plate should be cold by now. Ain't nobody want to eat that mess. Second lady didn't want to eat it. Y'all been talking and spit been flying out of your mouth over it. Aren't we in the middle of COVID during this filming? I'm just saying. I'm sorry, y'all. So, of course, Richard walks in and sees her sitting there, and he's like totally shocked. Like this, you can see he's surprised with his face, and he's like, ma'am, would you like something? He's asking me to bring you something. She said, no. And he stood right there while she was calling Priscilla names. She called her ghetto bitch and all kind of stuff. And Richard is like, ma'am, can I help you with something? She said, no. What would she want? You want some grape Kool-Aid? Or what did she say? Grape soda or something, like she ghetto. She might have said Kool-Aid. If she did, that would have been funnier than soda. And then she said, no, I think I'll have a Merlot. She said, look at her trying to be all fancy, something she called her. I just was like, what is it with you having the first lady speak so poorly all the time? Everything is swearing. So anyway, it boils down to she thought the food was poison. She said, I know you poisoned. You trying to kill a diva. And she's like, oh, I wouldn't do that. Why would I do that? She said, and then she goes back to, I'm going to find out how you know my father and all this stuff. The only reason you're still here was because of him. She starts threatening Priscilla, and Priscilla finally gets up and was like, you know what, I have to go. And she leaves and goes into the kitchen. She gets in the kitchen, and Richard is looking at her. He's all concerned and stuff, and he's like, what kind of sick game are you trying to, is going on here? What kind of sick game is going on here? And, she says, one that she likes to play, but I'm so much better at it, and he asks her, are you trying to finish her off? And she's like, no, Richard. And he keeps repeating the same question. She said, I'm not trying to hurt her. I'm not poisoning the food. I'm not, but all of a sudden, Richard's trying to act like he don't trust Priscilla. Meanwhile, you saw how the first lady talked to her, and you saw how Priscilla responded. She didn't do anything, but I don't know why they have Richard being so hard on Priscilla. And so Priscilla's like, I would never do that. You sure? He said, I can have you removed. And she said, you do that to me, Richard? And he's like, yeah, if it means saving your life. Saving her life? What? You see, she got more power than you right now, Richard. So she said, there's nothing to save. I need you to leave. He told you, I need you to leave. And he got real serious. Go to my house now. And she's like, why? You need to talk to Nancy. What? Is she my therapist now? And she's like, what is going on? No, you need to go. And he basically is like, I'm telling you to leave. So I didn't know the butler is over Nancy, over Priscilla. So basically he must be over Priscilla. But if the first lady couldn't get him to leave, why is he trying to do it? So that's not making sense. She's going to leave when Richard tells her, but she didn't leave when the first lady had Secret Service trying to get rid of her. You know what I mean? So let's get that part together with the script. Something's not right there. So she leaves. She said, oh, you serious? And so she leaves, and he calls Nancy, and says that Priscilla's there. She's like, okay. But then Nancy hears some sounds upstairs, and she goes up there and see Barry up there yelling at that girl from the cult. questioning her. Where's the money? And I want my daughter and da-da-da-da, And Nancy's like, are you for real? What are you doing? Let this girl go. What you doing here is illegal. What are you doing? And it's kidnapping. She's doing all this. I'm like, girl, he up there now with her. He trying to find out where his daughter is. So I'm sorry, y'all. I think in this situation, Nancy's dumb for letting the girl go. She should have let him continue to question her, and she just stand there with him. He's just asking questions. He ain't hitting her nothing. How'd you get her up there? But you asking how did he get her up there after you let the girl go? She might have been a clue to him finding his daughter, and he was just asking questions. Where did you take the money? That's all. And Nancy's like, girl, go ahead, and letting her run. I said, okay, this is stupid. This is stupid. And then he tells her, you know what, Mom, I'm going to say something. I hope you don't get upset, but I'm going to get my daughter back, even if I have to die doing it. Oh, it's not going to come to that because I've been praying. And I was with him when he said, yeah, you keep on praying, but I'm going to do something about it. You just keep praying. And I'm like, okay, prayer works and both. Prayer without works is dead. So you got to do some works. You got to do some action. God, you got to answer your prayer, but you got to move. You got to do something, honey. Don't get me up in here preaching about it because you got to act. You can't just sit on your behind and keep praying. You have to move, baby. Just like that. I'm telling you, just like that. And to me, his actions of wanting to get his child back, Barry, is how a parent should act. And heck, a grandparent should be acting like that, backing him up and supporting him on this. But, what do I know? Anyway, so the second lady meets with her husband and they discuss what they must do to take down POTUS and FLOTUS. And he asks what she said because she told him where she was. And she said, I didn't say anything. I just played the dutiful wife. Hence, there is the title of the episode, The Dutiful Wife. And that's what she played. And they like, are you ready for this? Yeah, we're ready. So they go. And I guess they meet with, who is it? They meet with Bobby and, what's the guy? Bobby and Max. But before they do that, they show a scene with Jason outside smoking a cigarette. And that Secret Service agent Grip is trying to calm him down and getting him to come inside. And he won't come inside and he won't listen. He want to sit out there and smoke. I don't recall us ever seeing Jason smoke before. I didn't know what this was. Was he just smoking a cigarette? I guess he was just smoking a cigarette from the way he was doing it. But I wasn't sure where in the White House were they. Were they on top? Were they on a balcony somewhere? But he kept trying to get Jason to come in, and Jason would not come in. And then he said, not till I finish my cigarette. Once he finished the doggone, he started rambling, telling what he did and how he killed his grandmother for no reason, and he's no good, and what his problems are, and he's gonna kill himself, and all kind of stuff. And he finally finished the cigarette, threw it down, and told the guy, you dropped something. When a Secret Service guy looked down, Jason jumped over the freaking wall. So I don't know how far down it goes, but the agent saw it. He should have known about that. I think that was like, how did you fall for that? You supposed to be this tough guy, Secret Service agent. You fell for you dropped your chin, you dropped something, and you go down, and that game. Anyway, next thing you know, he's calling for backup because we got a jumper. No, Anyway, what else happened? Oh, the best part of this episode for me, when Max and Bobby, who are the witnesses for the vice president and the second lady, they meet up with them, VP and second lady, at the White House, and Kyle drives up. He gets there right up behind them. I don't know how he got there so quick. Oh, right. They went and took her to the hotel. So Kyle gets up there behind him, and he comes out his car talking about, what the hell are y'all doing here? And a VP is like, hold up. Stand down with your tone, homie. Don't make me get stupid. No, he didn't say all that, but he needed to. He needed to really loosen up and get tougher for me because he was too clean. You better stop or I'm going to shoot. No, let me stop. So anyway, Max is like, man, should I take him down, sir? Can I take him down? And he said, why? They said, because he's a big part of this. All of this that's going down. And Kyle's like, a big part of what? If you touch, he's like, please, please. He's begging Max, begging to take him down. He said, you touch me, you die. And I was like, oh no. Next thing you know, Bobby is sending them inside. The second vice president, the second lady and vice president, he's sending them inside. Next thing you know, Max the wailed on Kyle. Max is messing him up. And Bobby coming in and getting some licks in too because he messed with his boo bear Lily. Don't mess with his baby. He was like, pow, pow. They was jacking Kyle up. Not enough for me. I think they needed a couple of more hits, but they were pretty nice because there's cameras watching, I guess. So Sam runs outside. I'm like, what you gonna do, Sam? What are you doing? And he's so like trying to be straight. What are you guys doing out here? No, let me stop. He gets out there while Kyle is laid out saying, what's going on here? And they're like, we had to take him down. And he's like, did you kill him? Is he dead? And they're like, no, but he'll probably have a little headache. But, we had to take him down. That's it. So he's like, what are we going to do with him? He said, bring him with him. They said, nah, don't leave him alone with no freaking Kyle. With no Max. So they was like, okay, then can I put him in the car? We'll put him in the car, right? So they want to put him in the car. And I don't remember how it was said, but basically they wanted to, Max wanted to be the one who would just end him. Max want to kill him and stuff. He said, nah, Lily gets him first. He said, how'd Lily get him? He said, I promised him to Lily. He said, yo, wait a minute. I get shot because of him. My BFF, she get killed because of him. And Lily gets sprinkled with some damn water and she gets him? He was like, man, and he punched Kyle again or kicked him or something again. I said, oh, no. But that was so much fun watching Kyle get beat up. I was enjoying it. God help me, Lord. I enjoyed watching them whip Kyle and then handcuff him and put him in the back of a car and leave him there. They should have closed all the windows and hopefully it was 100 degrees outside and let him suffocate up in there. It don't make no sense as mean as Kyle is. Oh, my God. Anyway. Donald goes into the Oval to see POTUS, and he's laying on the couch sleeping. Good God Almighty. He's like, sir, how do you do that? He's like, easy, I just close my eyes. He's such an idiot. So he said, look, we need to get you to attend some of these cabinet meetings. We really need to get you at least 2 of them. Can we do that? Please. Okay, fine. I really want to go golfing. He said, okay, you could go golfing after you go to some of these meetings. He said, now let's go. The press pool has assembled and they're ready for you. Do you want to tell me what this is all about? And he's like, huh? What are you talking about? He said, yeah, you assembled the press pool. You had them get them there and they're waiting for you. What is this all about? He said, I didn't do that. Donald called up and find out that the VP did it. He's trying to get them to stop it. And they run out of the Oval he's like, hurry up. They run out of the Oval. Meanwhile, the VP is already talking and speaking from the podium with his wife there, Max and Bobby. And Victoria is watching from her bedroom. She gets up and she goes over there. She gets there at the same time as POTUS and Donald. And they're listening as the VP is telling everything that happened, telling how deep it is. It starts with the president and the first lady, and oh my God, he was telling everything. And he said Bobby and Max should be honored for their heroism and heroic agents. I can't even get it out. And that agent Max should be awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom for what he's done. And he said agents Huma, Carter, and was it Caton? Or they're not suspects, but they are heroic agents. And he said, we're eager to get to the bottom of these 2 deaths. And they said 2 deaths. These deaths. And they said, you said deaths. Is there more than 1? They said, yeah, 2 right now. And he said, but like I said, we're eager to get to the bottom of it, as are the FBI and the DOJ. I said, he done been talking to some of everybody. And he was like, and at this moment, my office is invoking the 25th Amendment to remove the president immediately. They're standing there saying, what? It's like pandemonium up in there. So basically, that's how it ended. That was pretty cool. I like that. I can't wait to see what happens when they all meet next week, next episode in the Oval Office. And what the heck is this where Victoria is at the podium trying to say something and she faints? This is where it comes in, y'all. This is where it comes in. Remember somebody said she gonna end up pregnant by by Sam. I'm sorry, but God help us all. Oh, help all the people if she end up pregnant with Sam, baby. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, meanwhile, they got Priscilla telling Nancy everything. First of all, as people working in the White House, they're not supposed to share all that information with anybody. So I meant to say that Richard sending Priscilla to the house to talk to Nancy, tell what's going on with you. What's going on with her happens to do with what's going on in the White House and how her husband was sleeping with the first lady. So you want her to tell that stuff? Okay. But you sent her to do it, Richard. Anyway, I mean, that is how it ended. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about this episode. Did I miss anything? More than likely I did. I'm sorry. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This is your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.